here for his media availability.
Okay. I'm there.
I'm downstairs.
Please mute your microphones.
Correct.
Everybody can please mute their microphones. There we go. Zach will unmute you as you're called upon to ask a question. So same drill as always. Please raise your hand. Take your hand down when you're done. And we will try to get to everybody's questions as we can. Chris Miller, go ahead and start us off.
Scott, thank you. What's good, B?
Steve Mills, what up, babe?
I'm doing good. Listen, you've been around the business of basketball your entire career. You've seen players come and go, but I'm sure a couple of days ago, this was a little bit different for you because this is someone you've been riding with since day one. What was your reaction to the trade? And then obviously with Russell coming in, how do you see you guys working together?
Oh, man, I would say, one, it's been an emotional week. It's definitely been some tough 24, 48, 72 hours here. You know, just kind of letting it all seep in and just realizing that, you know, your brother is no longer here with you no more. You know, he's off to something better. So it's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow, you know. You know, I never get into the game of playing GM, you know. It's definitely a tough situation because John is my brother, you know, and our relationship goes far beyond basketball, you know, and I think that's what's so tough about it, you know, is you know, we've developed a bond since I was in high school, and, you know, we've had great years together, 8-9 years together here in DC, and it was definitely kind of shocking and crazy to see the news the other day, but you understand, as you said, the first thing you said is, you know, this is a business, you know, it's the business of basketball, and you know, Shep is the GM, and he has to make these tough decisions, and this is probably definitely one of the toughest ones, you know, our organization has ever had to make, you know, and it was a tough pill for me to swallow too, you know, but on the flip side of it, you know, you look at it and see who we're bringing in, and you see the caliber player on Russ and what he's able to do, a former MVP, triple-double, walking triple-double, you know, and, you know, he's going to bring a spark to our team, you know, and the energy to our city that I think, you know, that void won't go unfilled. You know, John left a tremendous impact on the city of DC. He left a tremendous impact on me and my family. You know, our brotherhood continues. You know, I've had conversations with John over the last few days, you know, and they've been nothing but positivity, and they've been nothing but great conversations. And, you know, my ultimate goal for him is to be happy, you know, and, you know, but today was the first day of camp, so I kind of have to shift my focus to the Wizards and, you know, bringing Russ in and welcoming him and making him feel comfortable and, you know, hitting this thing off running.
Just one follow-up on yesterday, John came to the facility for the last time to say his goodbyes. Without really getting into the specifics out of respect of the relationship, though, but can you describe that last kind of goodbye and then him kind of like walking away?
I'm trying not to get emotional now, but it was tough, man, because he's a brother, you know, and you realize that relationship was so strong, but it was so crazy because a lot of people tried to break us apart. A lot of people tried to put us apart, put us against each other. And it was just always crazy because when we came together and had those conversations, it was the total opposite of what everybody was making, the rumors and the noise. It was the total opposite. So, you know, that's, like I said, man, that's a brotherhood that'll never be thrown away. You know, our relationship continues. But, you know, that last conversation it spoke volumes, but I think it definitely spoke volumes for him to just come back, you know, for him to be able to just come back to the facility. You know, and I'm not sure if he was hurt or if he was happy, but it just spoke volumes of who John is as a person, you know, for him to come back and say his goodbyes to everybody. I haven't seen not many players do that ever.
Fred.
Hey, Brad, how you been, man?
Fred, I'm good. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Looking forward, I'm wondering, I mean, Russell notoriously does not mingle with good players who play for other teams. How well do you know him on a personal level? And I'm hoping to get your opinion on what you think the on-court dynamic is going to look like with the two of you, like the specific basketballiness of it. What do you think is going to work? What do you think you have to work on? That kind of stuff.
Well, Russ is a pro. He's one of the best point guards in the game, and for me to sit here and say, he can't make things work with other guys, well, I can sit here and say I'm not other guys either. Their games aren't like my game. I'm very adaptable. I adjust to who is with me, who I'm playing with, new guys we add, and my job is to make his job easier, hopefully he comes in and he's able to pick up the playbook quick, but, things are flying with this short exhibition preseason we have, but, I don't think it'll be a problem. I'm hoping that he comes in with the energy and the focus that he always plays with. We just need him to continue to play with that drive, play with that leadership, and play like MVP like he's been playing, man, because we have a lot of young, talented guys who are hungry to win, who are hungry to get better, and I think just Russ's energy and that, just his approach and his mental approach to the game will be perfect for us, and I'll feed off it too. I think I have a lot to learn from him. He's a lot older than me. He's an MVP. He's been there, 9-time All-NBA. So everything is there. It's just a matter of us putting the pieces together. I'm never going to judge a book by its cover until, I dive into actually playing with him. So, I love his aggression. I love his attack mentality, and I just can't wait.
And one quick follow-up to that. I know you guys as an organization, and you specifically as well, because you've spoken about it, talked a lot about kind of how you and John could kind of make the offense work this year and take the principles you did this year and put them into next year's offense with him there. Russell and John obviously kind of have a lot of overlapping basketball traits stylistically. Do you think that some of those things that you've talked about, can those apply to the same situation now with Russell entering?
100%. I mean, you look at them, they're two very dynamic point guards. They're very strong built, 6'4", 210, 215 probably. Like, they're strong guys. And on top of that, they're very explosive. They love the mid-range jumpers. They love to attack, get their teammates involved. So they have a lot of similarities, and so I'm definitely curious to see the adjustment I make with playing with Russ. I will say I know him off the court a little bit, and I am a fan of his. He's a family man. He's a great guy, great character guy. So I believe we'll mesh well and gel well. I'm excited to have him here. But I think on the court we'll be good, man. Like I said before, I'm adaptable, very easy to play with. So I don't think it'll be a problem at all.
Ava?
Hey, Brad. Hope you're well. Something Scott Brooks said a lot this morning is that he actually sees a lot of similarities between you and Russ. And I'm wondering, just from what you know about how he goes about approaching the game and preparation, or even anything on court, do you see those similarities that he's talking about?
Yeah, just from watching afar, and just being on his team at All-Star, and just watching his preparation for games and things like that, he's locked in, and I like to have that same approach and drive. He always wants to get better. He wants to be the leader. He wants to be the best player on the floor. He wants to play with energy. He wants to be the example, for the rest of the team, and I feel like that's the same mindset I've been having over the last few years as a leader, trying to step up in big moments, try to lead the team as best as I can. Now here we have a guy who's been to the finals, been to the Western Conference Finals numerous times, has been in the playoffs. So, he knows what it takes, to kind of get us over that hump. So, we're looking for his leadership, to come in right away and help us out.
Have you been thinking about that All-Star experience lately? Just remembering what that was like for you playing with them and everything?
Briefly, because I think that game was maybe 2 years ago, in LA. But briefly. I'm ready for this year.
DA?
Bradley, how you doing, sir?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm all right. Hey, the old adage is styles make fights. Piggybacking a little bit off of Fred's question, what do you think are the areas in which you and Russ are naturally compatible in terms of how you play? And in what ways do you think each of you will have to sacrifice something to make the other player the best they can be?
Well, I would say he's a true point and I'm a true two, so I would feel like that in itself is, makes us mesh. He loves to pass first. Everybody always has this mindset that Russ is super aggressive, but I love aggression. You know, I love attack mentality. I love guys getting downhill. I love guys who incorporate their teammates. Like, I feel like the conversations I've had with people, like, Russ is a great teammate. Russ is a great person. You know, I think it's a lot of false narratives that people have on him. You know, so I won't have any of that. I won't put any stock into those things until, you know, I actually, you know, get some time with Russ on the floor. But I don't think it'll be anything where he comes in and he's like trying to, you know, run the show and just do everything by himself. You know, he realizes that it's a group effort, and, you know, I'm here, Rui's here, TB's here. We just re-signed Davies. So we have a great group of guys here who we can make things work, you know, and it's a well put together team. So, you know, we just gotta hit the ball running, you know, from day one, but I don't think it'll be any issues. I think just the fact that I love to play on the ball a little bit more than you know, years past, maybe the only thing, but, you know, just seeing them being able to defer to PG, defer to KD, defer to James at times, like that's, you know, that's going to be the same thing here.
And a follow up on a completely different topic. Now that the season has started for everybody, everybody's not in one place like you all were in Orlando during the bubble. I know you weren't there, but the team was there during the bubble. How do you think guys are going to continue to kind of amplify that social justice message now that everybody's kind of scattered in different places in your respective cities?
I think it'll keep going. You know, I think the pressure won't stop. It'll more or less kind of be up to teams in their individual markets to kind of figure out what they want to do. I know we'll definitely continue to push that envelope. But, you know, the work isn't done. You know, our first step was voting, you know, getting people out to register, you know, getting people out to the polls, and we accomplished that. But, you know, now it's on to the next issue in society, you know, addressing, you know, the systemic racism we still have, addressing the police brutality, you know, addressing all of these things in which we still deal with on a day-to-day basis, the financial curve that, you know, needs to be, you know, that gap needs to be shrunk. So it's a lot of things that we need to dive into as a society. And I think us as a PA, as a league, you know, we're going to continue to push those narratives regardless if people say the ratings are down. You know, we don't really care about that. We're going to continue to push the narratives.
Ava?
Yeah, Brad, it's been a long time since you were able to take the court with the team. How was first practice today? How was the energy, and how is your body feeling with the shoulder and everything?
I say I gotta get some wind. I gotta get some wind back. I gotta get some wind back. But it just felt great to be back on the floor. Like I said before, it's been an emotional week. So, you know, just to be back in your great space of peace, you know, your happy place was really good. You know, we had a great day today. Everybody was attentive and, you know, locked in from the start. You know, very attentive to detail. From coach's voice to players, you know, me trying to help guys with plays. It's been a really good day. I think for the first time we ran our offense in the beginning, and all of our teams, even, you know, new guys who've never been here, were able to run our plays, you know, crisp without making mistakes. So that's probably the first time we've had that in a long time. So, you know, I think just our focus and our energy was great today. We got to keep it going though.
And other than getting your wind back, body's feeling good, shoulders feeling good?
Yes. Thank you for asking. Shoulder feels great. The rehab all summer was awesome. Definitely got to credit our team here with the Wizards. They've staying on my tail every day, making sure I get the rehab in. I feel awesome today. My body feels great. My legs feel great. There's no problem. So I'm ready to hit the ball rolling.
Cool. Thanks, Brad.
Yeah.
Olivia?
Hey, Brad, how's it going?
Doing well. How are you?
Good. Coach joked this morning that Westbrook does not like other guards in the league. How much did you feel that heat when you were playing against him, or when you did, and how happy are you to be on his side?
I'm on his side, right? Yeah. It's funny because he has that mentality, and I think that's what I love. You know, there's no friends. There's no friends out here. You know, once he stepped in between those four lines, regardless if he played with you for 10 years, a half year, you know, regardless, you know, if you're on the opposite team, you know, he is attacking you, he's going at you, he's smack talking. And, you know, I love it. So, you know, I'm definitely happy that I'm on this side of it. I was on the other side a few times. It didn't get crazy. But, you know, Russ trash talks with the best of them. No, he's very confident. He's very, very passionate about the game, man. So you have to respect it. And he goes out there and gets the job done. So, you know, you have to do nothing but tip your hat to him.
Not sure who is there, but I see NBA on TNT with a hand raised. So,
hey, yes. Hey, brother, this is Kyle Wells with Turner Sports. So my question is about kind of the pandemic has changed how we watch sports and everything, basketball, how it's experienced. Obviously, you've been playing this game for a long time now. What is it about the game that just keeps you engaged and energized and motivated? And then at the same time, what is it about the game that brings fans back to wanting to see the game, to be a part of their lives?
Well, I think the pandemic in itself is kind of just creates that vibe of just wanting to get back and doing things, because we're sheltered. We aren't necessarily allowed to mingle, go out. We have to social distance to the best of our abilities. And, so I think it kind of creates that vibe of anxiety of like, I got to get back on the court. We got to watch sports. We got to get back. So I think it was just a matter of time. It's definitely crazy. And it's an adjustment every single day. We have to get tested. You got to go through protocols. But, it's what's best for us. It's what's best for society. It's what's best for the world. But it is a crazy time we're living in. We just got to deal with it, take it in full stride and just wish for the best.
Chase.
Hey, what's up, Brad? Good to see you, man.
How are you?
You've talked about how you want to win and you want this organization to give you an opportunity to do that. What does it say about their commitment to building a contender to do what this move is, which is a huge move to get Russell Westbrook?
For sure. I mean, Shep knows. Shep runs the team, and just as well as I want to win, I know he wants to too. I know Ted wants to. I know Coach Brooks does. Everybody does. So it was a tough move, but it was made. It's the business of basketball. We got to take it and run with it, and we got an MVP caliber guy coming back. Who can really help our team. So I'm excited about it. Our biggest step is to set our goals in the preseason. Let's get better every day, and let's make our playoff run. That's the ultimate thing. The East has gotten tremendously better. So for us to sit here and say it'll be easy that'd be naive of me to say. So it won't be easy. It won't be a cakewalk. We got to put in the work every single day. But getting Russ was a great addition. Getting DB back was awesome. We still got TV. Getting Robin. All the additions that we add. I think could really help us out.
And what do you think it's going to be like going up against John for the first time in an actual NBA game?
I don't know, man. I honestly don't know because my whole career, all I know is John. So, this would definitely be like today was definitely weird. So, it'll be different. It'll be competitive. I know for sure. He'll probably be trying to give us 60, but we're going to do everything in our power to keep that from happening. But it'll be love. I'm sure it'll be emotional on both sides. But he's a competitor. He's going to come out and compete with the best of them. He's going to treat it like going against me at practice. So it won't be too different.
Matt.
Hey, Brad. Nice to see you. Just kind of following up on that. I mean, did you need to see a move like this, as tough as it was? Like, did you need to kind of see that commitment to win from Tommy, or how does it affect you?
I mean, like I said before, I don't get into the GM game. I don't pick and choose who comes, who goes, at all. So it's definitely tough to see that. You want to be put in a position to where you're able to win. And the organization felt like this was the move. So you got to take it and run with it. You can't harp on it as hurtful as it may be. You got to take it and run with it. It's a business. It's a game that we love to play. And, relationships never end. Those continue to go. So my bond with John, it continues. Our brotherhood continues, So it's definitely tough, but, we take it in stride now.
And then what do you think it does for your guys' ceiling for this season? And, Tommy mentioned a little bit earlier that maybe you guys before would have had to nurse John along or just kind of incorporate him slowly, but Russ maybe helps you get off to a faster start. Do you agree with that?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, because I remember Shep came out and they want to be real cautious with John coming back off the injury, which is, you understand that. But it's definitely great to be able to have Russ come in and give us that, 100,000%, effort every single night, and our job is to protect him and making sure that, you know, he's comfortable, making sure he knows the system, making sure that, you know, he fits well with us, you know, so we want to make him feel comfortable here, you know, so that's my job and that's everybody else's job too, you know, so I'm excited, thrilled to have him. Like I said before, it's definitely been an emotional week, but you look at the positives of it, and, you know, we have an awesome player coming back in return, so.
Thanks.
Quinn?
How you doing, Brad?
Mayo, what's the word?
So we talked to Scott Brooks, and he just went on and on about how good your body looks and how you came into camp in shape, and he was just so impressed with that. So I kind of want to ask about your off season. I've seen the different types of workouts you do in that room. Kind of tell us what you've been focused on this off season in terms of your preparation for another crazy year.
Oh man, I usually have the same approach every year, and my biggest thing is if I'm on the floor, then I'm good. You know, my biggest thing is making sure that I'm available for my teammates in this organization. You know, being able to play on a nightly basis. So, you know, staying on my daily routine, staying on my corrective exercises. You know, I dedicated myself more to getting in the weight room and doing lifts that are more strength and power dominant. You know, getting some more explosion. You know, getting some more strength and muscle in my legs to be able to, you know, endure this long season, endure these long minutes, enduring all the jumping and up and down and the running. You know, all that takes a toll on your joints and your muscles. So, you know, I just try to stay on my routine, stay on my body, you know, strengthen my hips, legs, calves, everything, every single part of my body. And then obviously making sure that my shoulder was strong enough too, coming into camp. So I didn't want to have any setbacks, and I didn't want to have, you know, restrictions or anything, you know, heading into this thing.
And also looking forward, Washington selected Denny Abdia. What do you take away from his game from what you've seen so far, and also playing with him? What did you like about that pick, and how do you imagine he'll be implemented into this offense and defense moving forward?
He has a lot of dog. That's one thing I would say out the rip. Like, he has a lot of dog. He doesn't back down from anybody, you know, and he has great size. He's a lot bigger than I think people give him credit for. You know, he might even be 6'9", close to 6'10". So he has a lot of great size. Can shoot it very well. Has nice form, nice touch. You know, it's just a matter of just getting them at a better feel of the game at the 3, at the 4, you know, mixing them up. So I think once he gets fully acclimated, you know, it'll be just like Rui. You know, just Rui's growth is crazy to see now, you know, from a year ago. You know, but even during his process, he got better along the way. You know, we expect the same thing from Denny, but I think we'll definitely throw him into the fire early on and see what he can do.
Appreciate you, B.
Yeah.
Fred?
Yeah, Brad, I just wanted to follow up on something from earlier, where I know you're going to say that you've talked about this a million times before, but we haven't spoken to you in 7 or 8 months, and obviously a lot has changed, especially in the last 48 hours. So I'm wondering, you have reasserted time and time again that you want to stay in D.C. Does making a move like this have any effect on those desires in either direction?
Honestly, I haven't even thought about that. I haven't. And my biggest thing is win now. You know, I want to win, and I'm here on the contract for this year, next year, and player option too. So it's just a matter of we got to win. You know, and the organization knows that. It's up to me too, so I can't just sit here and just put all the eggs in their basket and look at Shep like he's crazy. You know, I have to go out and lead the team, put in the work, and get better every day, and bring results. So it's a full effort from everybody. You know, we just got to make sure we go out and win, whatever it looks like. I haven't given thoughts or anything about the future. You know, that's a year from now. I mean, who knows? You know, so I'm just more or less focused on this year, how we can help Russ get acclimated and where we can go from here.
Thank you, Brad.
Yeah.
Finish up with Chris Miller.
Brad, last year before camp started, you kind of set a tone of your expectations of young players. Obviously, the record was the record. But what you saw in the bubble from those young guys, how much was there carryover, you think, from the summer and improving and what you saw kind of just in day one today?
A lot. A whole lot. Just in terms of our intensity and our energy and our focus, you know, just seeing the way that the guys competed in the bubble, finished hard, it's like we carried that over right into camp. You know, guys are locked in, defending. You know, couldn't do too much crazy contact, but it was beneficial. You know, we got great quality work in. You know, guys were talking, communicating, active. Just it was just a great environment, great energy on day one. You know, and that's what you need to be able to set the tone for the rest of the year. So I'm definitely excited about the group. It was in all my years past, it was definitely one of the more like crisp day ones we've had. So you know, that's definitely a good sign in the right direction.
Sorry, we do actually have one more question. Glenn Consor has not figured out how to use the raise hand feature
G Money
on Zoom yet, so we'll let him ask.
Whenever you ready, G, we waiting on you.
What up, B?
G Money.
B, I remember talking to you years ago when Paul Pierce was here. Someone of that magnitude that has come to the team for a year. And I remember you telling me about leadership and what he provided to this team. Two questions regarding him and how you are now and what you've learned from him and what you think you could learn from Russ.
What I loved about Paul, I would say they're very similar from, I think they asked the question this earlier, just Russ's mindset of being on his team versus being against him. So when you're his teammate, you're his teammate. It's the same with Paul Pierce, right? He loves you to death. But once you're against him, all bets are off. Like, he act like you a bum on the street. He don't know you. So that's kind of the mentality he has when he comes on the court. You know, he's like he's going to disrespect you and he's going to attack you. You know, and on the flip side of that, like, he's a awesome, loving, you know, caring guy. You know, and I feel like that's how Russ is. Russ is an awesome dude. You know, he's a family man. It's just, I'm excited to be around him. You know, I was around him briefly, you know, just from All-Star, being around him in the summer a few times and just seeing him. But, you know, to be his teammate now, I'm excited about it. You know, I think I can learn a lot from him, and I'm definitely an active learner. You know, I'm not the oracle. I don't know everything, and I don't try to act like I know everything. You know, so I sit here and I have an open mind, open heart, and I try to listen and figure out ways in which I can get better. This guy won MVP, you know, so how can I put myself in that category to get better, you know, to put myself in that type of conversation and, you know, help propel my team to wins, you know, because that's what's the most important factor, you know. But I think just the biggest thing I take from Paul Pierce was just his dedication to his team, you know, his dedication to his craft. Every single day he worked on it, you know, he's first one in, last one to leave. And, you know, he kept that mindset in year 15, 16, however long he played, you know, and it was awesome to be able to witness that, you know, witness a Hall of Famer put in work the way he did. And, you know, now I have a chance to play with another one and, you know, be able to learn from him as well.
Yep, another Hall of Famer, B.
100%.
Thanks.
Appreciate it, Bradley. That'll be it for Bradley today, and then Ish will be in directly.
Thank you all.
Appreciate it, B.
Yeah, where y'all, man?